to Comedy Sex Show. I'm Tiara.
I'm Lola Bastinado.
And I'm Tim Moss.
All right, so in honor of Paisley Day.
Yeah, we're all Paisley.
Oh, yes, Paisley Day.
Let's talk about music festivals.
Okay.
And
Because that's just the perfect segue.
Yeah.
Yes, Paisley festivals, yes.
We need fringe.
I need glitter is what I need.
Glitter and
Oh, honey,
fringe.
we are glitter.
So I think it's over in Denmark or somewhere, one of those, way up there, liberal countries. They do music festivals, and they've been having trouble with men assaulting women at all these festivals. So they decided to have an all-women festival. So what's your take on that? Would you go to an all-women's festival? Now,
Well, obviously not.
Well, Tim, no, he would not go to an all-women's festival.
Well, why wouldn't they have, like, women and gay men?
Yeah, I was thinking gay
Yeah.
men would be great, because I go to a gay bar because I know that it's not going to be a hassle.
I prefer to be at like a gay bar, gay thing than something hetero, but that's just me.
So would
Me
you have
too.
to, how would you prove
Well,
you're
for more
hetero
fun.
though? Like if you allowed that and say, okay,
Because
gay
I'm
men.
not, so it doesn't matter.
No, I mean like if you have a festival and you say all women and just gay men. Like
Well, you make the men suck your cock to get in.
So the ticket price is second
And
cock.
I would be happy to do the ticketing at that show. I'll be security.
No, you'll be roll call.
I wonder if a man would suck another man's cock in order to get into a music
music
festival
festival just to-
full of women in order to pick up women.
Someone.
Just to assault them.
Like
Just to assault.
yeah, just to assault them. Yeah.
Some actually would.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I would say like maybe 1 out of 1,000. Or
But
would the high money?
okay,
Would it be higher?
So it's actually that big of a problem that men are assaulting. Like
That there were too
they
much.
can't control
Yeah.
themselves.
But
To the point.
who are the people that are throwing the festival that they don't have adequate security?
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I mean? Like that would be concerning for me, just like as a patron, because I don't like big crowds. Like I'm very
Yeah,
claustrophobic.
that's one of the reasons why I don't like all those crowds.
So to think of, like, oh my God, nobody's policing it is really uncomfortable. Like I can understand why they want to do an all women's festival.
Well, I've wondered what's the sexual assault that goes on at Burning Man and stuff, because you're in the middle of the desert, you got
Right.
all these tents everywhere, everyone's drinking and doing LSD and mushrooms and stuff, to where a lot of women, I'm sure, are unconscious.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Sounds fun to me.
Like they're all unconscious. So how do they know that some of these women aren't getting sexually assaulted at those places too? Because maybe that's what's going on at these festivals. They have tents and everyone's drinking and you're in a crowd and you could get.
Well,
Well, that's
honest-
what I'm wondering.
You know,
yeah,
felt
like
up
when
and
I go
stuff.
when I go to EDC and all that in Vegas, it's very well policed. It's very, very well policed. So
Do they go through the crowd making sure that people aren't so drunk that they're unconscious?
well,
or do they
I'm
just
not
let
usually
people go
like on
until?
the main general area, but I see them. Do you know they actually they do police it.
Yeah,
they
so
do
I
police
wonder.
it. So I mean, I'm not saying this stuff never happens at
Right.
those things, but when I've been there and I've been a couple times, I haven't heard anything.
Well, I would say it depends on what kind of festival as to what kind of crowd it draws.
Absolutely.
So if it's
Yeah.
a younger crowd that doesn't really have that they're just learning how to drink and
Yeah,
party,
yeah, yeah.
then they get sloppy.
AKA
then
amateurs?
Yes,
Yeah.
right, exactly. But I think then you're more inclined to have more assaulting going
Yeah.
on.
Well, it's like spring break down in Florida.
Exactly.
There's some. How do they handle those crowds and the
usually
alcoholism?
vodka.
Yeah.
Vodka, and there's usually just like some kind of rum or tequila involved when it comes
Yeah,
to
coconut water.
Well, here's the thing. I think when you go to a live event, especially something that's public and very open, you need to be mindful of the places you're going.
Yeah.
Yes,
And-
absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
If you go naked, which a lot
Duh.
of people tend to do, a lot of people.
What does that mean?
Oh, he wants to
The
turn the,
lights
light
are
off.
too bright.
Right.
Oh, lights off? Okay. Sorry, we just got from studio executive Dan the Man. How about
Does that
that?
look- Does that look better, or are we too dark? Oh,
That's okay.
it's okay.
It's okay. I'm black.
Okay.
Just
Tim, you look like you're wearing a wig from this direction.
It's my natural
It's
hair.
like full thing.
it's very Bieber-ish.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a pop
And there's
star.
footage of us all looking at the monitors. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a pop star, and I'm going to go out and assault women. at a festival.
Just make sure you fling your hair enough.
Fling it.
Yeah.
So I was saying, like, when you go to a large public event, you have to be mindful. And especially a lot of these music festivals, people dress very, very skimpy.
Right.
Like, there's girls literally in lingerie and, like, panties and stuff
Now you're
like
about
that.
to blame the victim, and everybody's going to scream at us. So we have
No,
to be
I'm not
careful with
blaming.
No,
that.
I'm not
it's
blaming the
just-
victim. It's,
but I
it's
do
a fact.
think, but I do
Right.
think that you have to be responsibility for yourself. Like you,
Yes.
you should make sure or try. Well, you're amateur, so you don't. But you try to make sure that you don't drink too much, or you make sure that you tell your friends at the beginning of the night, let's have each other's back, and let's not
Right.
go off alone with each other, no matter how drunk or how in love I am with the man I just met. Because a lot of those stories are, the girlfriends are like, oh yeah, 2 guys, were hitting on her and she was drinking with them, and then they all walked out of the club. And I'm like, you let your friend go out?
Right.
Yeah.
What the
And
fuck are
get
you
in a
talking
van.
about?
That's just because they're bad friends.
Seriously.
Like, I wouldn't let you guys do that.
Right, right.
I mean,
Honey,
I'd at
if
least
I want-
wait
I was
by
gonna
the alley till you're done.
I was going to say, please let me get in the van with those 2 straight men.
Please. It's leap year.
Yeah, you do have to have a certain amount of responsibility for yourself, but at the same time, you're in a crowd, and a lot of times, the hand goes up the skirt, and you can't do anything about that.
Right.
And that I think
Wow.
is maybe what they're talking about. A lot of that goes on.
Now, here's the thing.
Because it's like on the subway, sometimes it's just that, and you look around, you don't know who did it.
Oh my God. That
Right.
happens? Really?
yeah.
Oh my God.
So I tend to go to a lot of kinky, perverted things, and
That's why I love you.
and honestly, it's so different because like. Even like if you go to like a swingers club, people aren't just grabbing on you.
Right.
Like,
Right,
it's,
right.
It's known that communication
Right.
There's
Right.
established
imperative.
rules.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's boundaries that are made,
Yeah.
So I find that all the home training needs to happen at home because
Right.
apparently the people in the general like market of regular public don't know how to fucking act.
Well, that's what I mean. It depends on the festival and who is being drawn to that festival, because again, I think there's a difference between, say, a Bieber concert where
a lot
you've
of
got young
preteen
kids
girls.
that are
Yeah.
or teenage girls that are drinking with teenage boys. They don't know how to act, and they're going to be grabbing, they're going to be assaulting because, oh my God, look, she's in lingerie. That means I can grab her titties.
Yeah.
Right.
And as opposed to, say, a Doobie Brothers concert. I doubt that there's much assaulting going on at a Doobie
Now they're
Brothers
all
concert.
sitting in their chairs. When is this
Or
end?
their
I gotta get home. I'm
wheelchairs.
tired.
Yeah. No, but I think that's really important because me being a mother, it's something that I always talk about with my children. Like,
I was
That's
gonna say,
great.
you
That's
have to-
what it should be.
You have to teach.
right.
I was
like,
going to say, how
have to
much do
tell
you
them.
teach them about?
You have to teach them. I mean, listen, I have 2 daughters, and they're teenagers now. And I have to instill in them, like, listen, how you carry yourself is very important. You know what I mean? Just because
Yeah.
you see mommy dressing like a whore.
But that's half the battle right
I'm just
there.
joking.
And it's not but just how you carry yourself. 'Cause
Yeah, how
half the
you
battle
carry
right there is if
Absolutely.
you look like a victim or not, or an easy target.
Exactly.
So that's half the battle.
And then plus, I think a lot of it has to do with teaching girls confidence and being okay with themselves.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
oftentimes, like, we'll get sucked into something because we think, oh, maybe he'll like me.
Right. Right.
Oh, they're the cool kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's, having more confidence in who you are as a person, I find is very important.
I think also that we need to have blunt and situational type of conversations because, like with your children or your daughter, say she's in a room somewhere waiting for you, do you go over and say, okay, so if a man comes in and says, hey, I've got a puppy to show you. Hey, I got a puppy to show you.
Oh,
She'll-
this is what.
She'll know, she'll say, yeah, no, but hey, what if he has a gun or a knife and says, come with me? What
Okay.
advice do you give me? Give
This is
them.
this is how I taught my children. We used to sit everybody down, and this is what you say. If anybody ever tries to touch or take you, you scream, "I don't know this motherfucker!" And the reason
Good.
why,
That's
no,
good.
the reason why you say that is because everybody's going to turn around when they hear a child
Absolutely.
curse.
Yeah.
When you hear a child
Because it's
curse,
out of the norm.
That's
right?
true.
And then what happens is usually when kids are abducted, they're like, no. But if you hear like, I don't know this fucking asshole. Listen,
Right.
Right.
I actually sat all my children down and I give them 2 minutes to curse. Say anything you want. You can't get in trouble. I mean, that's the parenting that my husband and I did. And we still have our kids, so hey.
So what happens after the 2 minutes are up?
After 2 minutes, you need to shut your fucking mouth and know your place. You know? After the 2 minutes are up, you're back to being a kid.
Right.
But no, I think it's very important that kids understand the power that they actually have.
Yes,
Yes, I think that's a lot of problems with it. Or I was going to talk about sexual harassment in the workplace, and it's interesting, but I was going to come at it at a point.
No.
I was going to come at it at a point of, so if you can't go to human resources, because everybody on TV always says, oh, go to human resources or quit the job. And I'm like, what if you can't? Let's talk practicalities and reality.
You document.
And I was thinking, like, let's start teaching women how to turn the tables, how to, like a dominatrix, because I think a lot of the guys that do sexual harass are men that just want a woman to whip them anyways. So let's stop saying go to human resources or go, okay, well, if human resources doesn't help you.
Bow down, bitch.
Right.
That's
like hold classes on, okay, so if he does this or if he does that, teach them how to turn it around and come back at them. Or use it to their best advantage and go, you know what?
I need that promotion.
Right. Sit down with yourself and say pro and cons. Pro, con, he's got a stinky dick. But pro, I'm gonna get a $50,000 raise. Like that girl at Fox News that was sucking Roger Ailes' dick. She got a job that paid good money. She went to all the parties and she sat down with herself and said, okay, da 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 da. And for years, she went along with it because she decided, okay, it was better to be, this important person at Fox News and suck a stinky dick. But that's what I'm saying. Instead of just saying, okay, go to human resources or
everybody
you quit your job.
Price.
Right.
Apparently everybody has a price
like
now.
Start teaching women, okay.
I'm not sure,
let's come up with that.
I
And not
agree.
just women
The
now, gay men are getting
dominatrix part
harassed.
of me agrees with that. However, there's the other part of me that doesn't really agree with it because two wrongs really don't make a right in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody sexually assaults you, like sexually assaulting them back isn't going to make it okay or make it right.
True.
So that's the only issue that I have with it. But what I would say is women just have to be smarter. If somebody is bothering you at work, document it. Document it.
Yeah.
If he's sending you text messages, screenshot it, save it.
Yeah.
But you still have to put up with it. And I think, some of my own personal experiences.
And then you go to not only human resources, but you go to like a lawyer and you're like, hey, listen, this is what's going on.
Right. Because like with some of my, the man chose which woman he was going to harass. And it's always, it's not like grabbing your butt. It's like talking to you too much while you're trying to do your job, flirting with
Rubbing
you,
your
doing sex
shoulders
jokes,
and
rubbing
stuff
your
like that,
shoulders, just too much of that. And I find that that a lot of the girls that had that happen to them were girls that didn't say, I'm doing my job right now, can you please, go away or something like that. Whereas, me or the other lady I was working with were like, yeah, no, don't. You know what I mean? And so, and I think that there's some girls that are too shy and maybe we take those girls and try to teach them how to do it.
Starts with
or how
parenting.
to come back to it.
It definitely starts with parenting, and I think oftentimes, especially now, we have a society that's like, oh, we don't need parents. Da, da, da. That's not true. It's not true. You need to have a foundation. You have to have a foundation.
Absolutely, but there has to be kind of a common cause or a common goal or direction, and one of the things in American society, American culture is sex is bad.
Right.
And every man is driven crazy to try to have, because they want to have sex, and the girls are taught, no, don't. Keep the guys wanting, starve the guys. Well, then the guys get starved, and then they lash out and assault. And there needs to be some kind of bridging there where, it's okay under these circumstances type of thing.
Right.
And so there's got to be some way, because there's such a gap in between that personally I think that the women have all the power. They have the vagina.
Right.
But and they're told, don't give it up, don't save it, keep it, but if you in some ways there's got to be a way. Sex is natural.
Yes.
And we're told that it's not natural.
Right.
It's taboo. It's secret. Don't talk about it. Don't look at it. Don't this.
But guess
yet
what? Our
porn,
parents have had sex.
right, and they like it.
Yeah.
They've had more than one kid.
Especially, do you like when you look at older families? They have like 5, 6 children.
Right.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
love to have
They
sex.
apparently do like to shag a bit.
Yeah.
You know, so
Well, I was thinking part of the problem, though, with men is that we teach our men that they're entitled to sex, or a woman's supposed to give them attention. And I think that's part of the huge problem. It's not just
Well-
women are being told you're not supposed to have sex. Women don't want to have sex with a whole bunch of men. You know,
Right,
we're
right.
picky.
Right.
You know, we want to pick our men, but we're at the same time, there's a whole bunch of men that seem to forget the fact that we're allowed to pick.
Well, I think what
And
it
they get
is-
mad at us because we want to pick.
Well, I think what it is
but they
that
picked you.
is that the men. Oh God, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, oh yeah, we're supposed to be honored that they picked us.
Yeah.
And I'm
Well,
like, no,
no, I
I'm not
think-
honored that you picked me. You're living on the street right
But
now.
I think
I'm not
what
honored.
it is, I think what it is because pussy is so hard to get that men are taught you have to conquer. You have to get out. You've got to get the pussy.
Yeah,
get
get
it.
it.
Get it.
Yeah.
And but honestly, I think that is what our culture has and the women are taught no,
Yeah.
you can't have this, and the men are I gotta have it, and that's what causes the difference,
Right.
difference. And then you throw some drinks in at a packed thing, and they start assaulting.
Cosby pills and it's a wrap.
Yeah.
You know,
Cosby
like,
shows up and woo!
Jello pudding pops and all that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, next.
So what I wanted to bring up, we got kind of
yes.
banned from YouTube for
Yes.
a minute.
Yeah.
Which I found really funny because the video that got taken down was about ass eating.
Right?
And it's not like people were actually eating ass on
Right. We didn't show anything. It was
Right.
just us talking.
We were discussing whether latex or a bare tongue was better for ass eating. She doesn't like latex, so she does bare tongue.
No, I don't like
She just doesn't eat.
No, I just
ass.
don't like
I
to
don't
eat
like it
out.
at all. I think it's totally disgusting and gross.
And I'm gay, so I don't have a choice. I have to do it.
I just think of E. coli the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But so we were just
That was
talking
it.
about it, and YouTube.
and we're gonna get
actually-
banned again if we try to post
Yeah,
this
just-
conversation.
apparently we're not allowed to talk about sex.
Yes, there's new rules on
Well,
YouTube.
that's
new
my
rules.
point exactly.
Yeah.
Is American culture we're not allowed to talk about what the fuck do you think we talk about on comedy sex show? Sex.
Right.
So I guess that we just need to speak a little flowery.
Yes, we need
Oh,
to speak
fuck
really
that.
nice about love and the joy of kissing.
Intimacy,
And-
monogamy.
And I want to make love to you.
I want to make love to you. We shall make love against a wall.
as I gently
Instead of
As
pound
I
my ass
crash
up
your
against that wall.
There'll be no pounding. There'll be intimacy of going in
and
and
just
out.
a wave of boom.
Yes, waves of pleasure and water, like they did in the old days with the movies. They would show like waves.
And then you see the birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the birds are all of a sudden
Which,
like
okay,
this.
so I find this interesting with YouTube because YouTube has really become like a television network of its own, and they have like YouTube stars and like
Yeah, right?
like
that
okay,
don't do shit.
Why don't they do red YouTube? Solve the problem.
well that's my website.
Or X-Red, or X-YouTube.
So make sure you log on to Lola Bastinado and MissLolasHouse.com. So the thing with that is my daughter just explained to me that they've changed their rules.
Oh,
Right.
God,
So
more rules.
You can curse. We can say fuckity fuck fuck fuck, but we can't say anything sexually explicit.
But so you can say, "Oh, go fuck yourself," but don't fuck me. You know,
Yeah.
like oh please, oh God, grow the fuck up, America. Seriously.
I guess they're trying to find that line to keep the pedophiles and the sexual abuse porn, you know, like the abusive porn and stuff off their channel.
But there's nothing but porn
Or-
and stuff on
or-
Right,
YouTube.
exactly.
I mean, seriously, there's tons of porn. All those little all those kids,
Yeah.
like they do all this stupid shit.
Well, you know what's funny? I have a YouTube channel TiaraNY.
The Porn Justice League is there, right?
Not
No?
yet, but
Okay.
no. But I have a video called Fuck Slut MILF. I have a video called Dirty Talk, and they're in bed, and they're trying to do dirty talk, and she keeps, misinterpreting it, going shit and stuff instead of, fuck me. But then he's like, no, you say fuck me. And then I have Hardinia, where it's about spray for the genitals. I have all kinds. It's all sexual stuff.
Is that on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I guess they just haven't found me yet.
Yeah, that's what I don't get it. I don't understand
Yeah.
because we weren't really. It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, but what I was told, what I was telling Tara earlier, that they said when you upload something and it gets a lot of traffic all at once, then
Which sex will do.
then it will, red flag their team or whatever, and then they have to like police it and make sure.
But it was back up. I just saw it again.
Oh,
the
it
other
was?
day. Yeah, it's back up. Check it. Yeah.
Really?
On
Well,
YouTube?
I mean, I
Or
got
somewhere
access
else?
to it. Yeah, I just watched it last night. I pulled it up. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Really? Well, I accidentally uploaded it twice. Maybe that's why.
That's probably it. The second one.
Oh, they're gonna can us.
Yeah, you didn't see this, YouTube. You didn't see this.
Well, that's the trick then. Just like
Upload
flood
it twice.
Flood
Yeah.
it.
So
And
I
see what
wonder-
gets through.
So, okay, now that we have like these places that are becoming like, I honestly don't watch television anymore.
I don't
Oh, no, I
really
love
either.
television.
I don't really
It's
watch
just
television.
easier with the DVR and stuff. Because even on
Yeah.
the internet, you still have to wait for the commercial.
No,
And with the DVR, you can just fast
not
forward
always,
Mm-hmm.
not always. I think it depends where you watch it. Yeah.
Well, on demand, you can't fast forward.
Right. I never
Oh,
watch on
that's
demand.
so- ugh.
I just DVR things.
Yeah, I do too, and zip through
But
the
no,
commercials.
like if you load up a TV show that you want to watch, most of the time you have to sit through at least a 30-second or a minute commercial. Even on YouTube, you have to sit through a commercial.
Oh God, it's so annoying.
DVR.
But that's also the way that people make money. So
I know, but
yeah, right. I've got mixed emotions about it.
they make millions and millions and
Yeah, our
billions.
wonderful
and
sponsors. Yay.
I'm so freaking sick of advertisers. I just can't stand them
This
anymore.
whole country
I can't.
is
I
all about
can't.
money.
Just
It's all about money.
Everywhere. I can't. Any chance I get to fast forward, I do. Or like,
Okay, so talking about advertisements, there's a very big difference in the advertisements you see in the United States versus European
big
advertisements.
Tell
time.
us.
I'm always surprised by that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
about that.
now here's the thing, like oftentimes like they actually have like genitals in their
Right.
Like there, I saw this one, it was like
Because
a dancing
they're more progressive thinkers.
Right, it was like a dancing cock or whatever. And I think it was like for an airline or something silly.
Now, see, I would fly that airline.
Yeah.
I don't know who they
dancing.
are, but I'm
I don't
booking
know
a
what
ticket.
it is. But they, I look at those commercials and I think, all right, well, their society is a little bit different. Like the way they think, the way their culture is different. So why can't we be a little
I agree.
progressive in that? But then again, you said that they're sexually assaulting people at
Right.
fucking.
Because they're so repressed.
Well, not
That-
over
oh,
there.
but
over
in
there.
Denmark, yeah, you
Denmark
were
and
saying in
stuff,
Denmark,
yeah.
yeah,
No,
that's
Denmark,
true. So
Denmark
I don't
is
know.
pretty liberal, like with their advertising and stuff. Like they're very like, yeah.
I'm wondering though. They never said in any of the articles I read whether it were
Tourists.
if it were tourists
It's probably
See?
American
or
tourists.
citizens.
Yeah, because it's funny. I have a friend that lives in Denmark, and she told me, she was like, "Weed smoking is not that big of a deal because we grow up with it,
Right, exactly.
and we really don't care." She was like, "The people that are actually like out in the parks and just like congregating doing it are tourists."
Because they're repressed.
Right.
They don't get to do
Yeah.
it at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
they
yeah.
think-
That's like when I
my
went
point.
to Denver.
Or they think that
Yeah.
Denmark and Norway is so liberal and the women walk around, with very small things in the summertime because it's freaking hot, that they think, oh, you're allowed to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you're very
That-
sexual.
yeah,
honk, honk.
yeah.
Yeah, I would almost lean to say that it was probably tourists
I think
that,
so,
that
too.
are
That
causing
makes
the
much more
issue.
sense.
I'm guessing
yeah.
that too.
You know,
Because all the perverted Denmark men are usually into pedophilia. Why are they feeling of women?
Well, or they can just go to the red light district and buy one.
right? Exactly.
You know?
All right. So how about this?
I'm surprised that she just went right past the red light district. You know what I mean? I was actually sitting there waiting to hear something from Tara.
Well, the red light district doesn't make any sense. I mean, the red light district is great. It should be a bigger tourist attraction. But, and the women in glass, whatever, is fine. But I think it's boring if it's just one street and there's women in glass. I think there should be more of a sex neighborhood.
And,
You know,
Well, they
like,
do have,
like
like, sex
more
clubs
stuff,
and all
or
that
like more fun games and things like that, and parlors and
Funner than putting a cock in your mouth?
Yeah,
no, like
I'm there.
just like more of a sex fun amusement park as opposed to just trolling.
A sex amusement
Yeah, as a
park. That
Remember
would
we
be
talked
fun.
about that?
Yeah,
There is
yeah.
one. I think
like
that's
make
in
it
Denmark.
into a big, huge amusement
Okay.
park and not
Yeah.
just some girl behind glass. I find that boring, and
Mm-hmm.
if I was a man, I wouldn't really want to pick my women out like you do down in Chinatown, picking out your chicken hanging in the window.
Oh, take that
that's
one.
the most disgusting thing. I cannot stand when
I just
you
don't
walk
find
by
the
and the
attraction to
duck
that.
is like this.
Yeah.
That is so gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, I'm hungry now.
I
Right.
know.
I think it
Well, I
should be
was in
more
this-
fun and games.
I
and
had,
stuff.
I actually I had kind of my inner vegan come out one day down in Chinatown. I stopped by a fish shop. I stopped by a fish market, and this guy got this huge fish that he was like this, and he threw it in the sink, and the sink, it was kind of flopping around and stuff. And I'm thinking, oh my God, why don't we just pour some water on that thing, So I took a step to go over to turn the water on so that it was pouring so that it could breathe, and he chopped its head off, and I was like, or you could do that, yeah.
Yeah, see, when I have to see stuff like that, I won't eat it.
Yeah.
I know, I love fish. It's so delicious, but I can't deal with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't.
Well, it's like a hamburger. I like hamburger, but how they get the hamburger to me is really nasty.
yeah.
And a lot of vegan groups say, well, you know what? You need to see your animal get butchered
Yeah,
before
right.
you eat it, because then you have more respect for it, as opposed to just going to the grocery store and finding something that's nicely packaged and all the feathers are off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I know when the first time I picked out a bird and had its head chopped off, and then they handed it to me without the feathers, and it was still warm. I was totally grossed out by it, and I think that was one of the reasons why I decided to start.
Oh my God.
Tries to be a
Well,
vegan.
see, I grew up in Indiana in farmland
Yeah,
and
yeah.
country, so they were always butchering and killing
Right,
stuff and all of that.
right.
And I was just taught that that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
That's just part of life.
Yeah.
But then when it became, as I grew older, it became such a huge industry.
Yeah, the
that now
massness of
it's
it.
basically an industry of taking life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what I can't.
Yeah,
do
I
it.
believe that people need to eat meat and stuff.
Because
and
on the
I have
farm,
no
on the
problems with
farm,
that.
people used to live. That was how they lived.
Yeah.
They would get
Yeah.
the eggs in the morning
Exactly.
to cook, and they would milk the cow, and they would,
Oh my
Right,
gosh,
but
did
it's
you
such an
guys?
industry now. It's
yeah, it is.
disgusting to me
It's
now.
become money. Everything in this country is
I
money.
watched a show on Netflix, I think a film on Netflix called Okja. Did you guys
No,
see it?
uh-uh.
Oh my God, you have to see it. It's about they create a super pig, and it's about
A super pig.
Yeah, they create like
with
this,
a cape and everything. Soup.
No,
I swear, when
so
pigs die.
this company created a super pig, and it leaves a minimal footprint, and it tastes delicious. They say, blah blah. Yeah, and it's like it's just terrible. And the thing is,
It can
it's
do
super
math, but we're
smart.
still going to eat it.